Hi everyone, Fox 61 Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank here on the Weather Watch. Not going to get a lot of snow with this system. Brief snow before transitioning over to heavy rain, and that is what we mostly get out of this system. There is a chance for a coating of snow in spots before the changeover, but again, I think even that likely gets washed away once we transition over to rain, and we are expecting quite a bit of it, about an inch or two. In terms of winds, there could be some higher gusts in southeastern Connecticut. So we are talking about some evening commute issues, whether it's rain or snow, depending on where you live. Again, nothing is really ideal, and even the chance for some poor drainage flooding once we make that transition over to rain. It'll come down heavily for a short period of time, or a lot of rain over a short period of time, and that could overwhelm storm drains. There is even a chance for some coastal flooding too. Here's a look at the future radar, and it might be a little bit overdone. There could be a break in the action around 5:30 or so. It looks like that on the radar right now, but starting to see that transition from any areas that are getting snow over to rain. That will happen from south to north between 5 and around 7 p.m. Some areas in northern Connecticut, mainly northwestern Connecticut, could see a brief period of freezing rain, so we'll be watching that. But for most of the state, it's just too warm for that to be much of a concern. And by 8 o'clock or so, everybody's getting just rain coming down heavily at times as we head through the evening, through the overnight, and there could be a few lingering showers or even downpours through around daybreak heading into Thursday morning, following which it'll move out of here. Even this may be overdone. Just looking at the latest radar trends, there will be anywhere from no accumulation up to a scattered coating for inland Connecticut, but it should be less than an inch. And there could be a couple of inches maybe in northwestern Connecticut before the changeover. But again, even that might be a stretch at this point looking at the radar. Just know, again, not much snow, then that flip to rain. And this is the bigger impact for this system, with about 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Taking a look at the various alerts that we have in effect from the National Weather Service, there's a winter weather advisory just to warn people that roads could be slippery for a time. That's the purple color you're seeing here. There is a coastal flood advisory for the immediate shoreline, and we're seeing a wind advisory for southeastern Connecticut, a flood warning for far southeastern New London County. That'll be for the Pawcatuck River. I want to talk a little bit more about the coastal flood advisory, though, and that will actually peak the chance for coastal flooding while we're sleeping, which will really help us out. Not a lot of people are going to be out on the roads during that time frame, and that flooding will peak between midnight and around 2:30 in the morning, with water levels coming up anywhere between 1 to 2 feet higher than they typically do during high tide. So if you park your car in an area along the immediate shoreline that typically floods, I would just make sure that you don't park your car in that spot tonight. But in terms of road closures, again, not a very big impact there because people will likely be sleeping during that time, and it should be fine by the time you wake up on Thursday morning. Taking a look at the peak wind gust forecast, the only area where we're expecting the chance for some of those stronger gusts overnight, it's really going to be in southeastern Connecticut, where they could be over 40 miles per hour. Gusts should be less than that for the rest of the state. However, during the day tomorrow, I am expecting it to be windy, and it actually might be more windy tomorrow than it will be overnight tonight when we get that heavy rain. For your Thursday, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 40s, which is quite mild. Wind out of the west at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, but we could see a few higher gusts, maybe even close to 35 or 40. So keep that in the back of your mind. It's a blustery day tomorrow and a bit cooler for your Friday, but certainly not cold for this time of year, with high temperatures close to 40 degrees. Here's a look at your Fox 61 7-day forecast. Warming up again heading into this weekend. Highs in the mid and even upper 40s for Saturday, for Sunday. And we're looking good heading back to work. No bigger storms here in sight. Your shoreline 7-day, low 40s on Friday, mid to upper 40s heading into this upcoming weekend.